Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm back. I'm sorry. I have to apologize to everybody. Um, I had to relinquish Bella. It was the only way to handle the evening. Was I was going to go to bed, and I went to go with the dog, and I was told to get out, and he just wanted the dog, no Peepaw, just the dog. That's all he wanted. So Peepaw was like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to go back to streaming then, because oh shit! And I just realized I closed all my tabs. So I'm going to have to open up the tabs. It's going to take a minute to open up the tabs. And let's see here. Give me a second. Open up some tabs. Mm-hmm. All right. There we go. Present. Share screen. Share. Share screen. Share. Boom. All right. So let's add this. So yeah, kids be fun like that. Yes, they do. Let me fix my camera. Howdy, howdy, everybody. Everyone will come slowly back in, but it'll be what it'll be. I apologize. Mm-hmm. All right, that's better. All right. Oh, how's it going? So first we'll go back to this. Wait. Oh. How did this one? Oh, I must have been one I didn't close. All right, that's what happened. All right, so here we go. So back to this. You're awesome, Jim. This is live. Yes, this is live. I came back live. No Bella. We all love Bella. Yeah, no Bella. So Trump's going to offer asylum to Britain's prosecuted for their views on immigration and gender.
A free speech crackdown on Britain's press is coming if influential figures in the Labour Party are anything to go by. The Fabian Society, which counts half the cabinet as its members, including the Prime Minister, and boasts every Labour PM has also been a member, has published pressing issues full of arguments for regulation of the press. Authors blast false accounts of grooming gangs, assert that the public were misled to vote for Brexit, and state the press are allowing debate on the reality of the climate crisis. So it must be reined in.
Oh,
many ordinary Brits would likely thank
I screwed up the date.
To light the grooming gang
I'll
scandal,
fix it.
and for opening up debate on Brexit and net zero, but that doesn't seem to register here. After an international outcry, the government has capitulated on holding a full inquiry into the grooming gangs. But is commentary like this, dismissing them, a sign that the white working class victims are still not believed by the left? The Fabian Society promised to stand by its member Sir Keir Starmer when he moved into number 10. Starmer had been a member before becoming an MP and served on the executive committee. The Society previously bragged it's helped shape Labour's policy programme. Governor of the Bank of England, Andrew Bailey, was chairman of the Cambridge Fabian Society. Some were angered when they discovered the judge who effectively ruled migrants could remain in the Bell Hotel in Epping was also a member, and for a year served as its chair. Now, the foreword to this paper was written by Tony Blair's former spokesman, Alistair Campbell. He criticised the press over Brexit, saying they'd been banging the anti-European drum for decades, and they operated as cheerleaders for charlatans. But isn't a free press entitled to set out its view? Campbell complains of elite capture of the media, saying it puts progressive politics at a significant disadvantage, before arguing Labour has the power to effect fundamental change. Will this change mean putting the left at an advantage? The editor-in-chief of the Byline Times laments what she calls narratives of the press. These include opposition to benefits culture, that Brexit was the will of the people.
All right. So basically, the Trump administration is considering offering political asylum to Britons prosecuted for thought crimes. The White House officials are officially assessing whether to extend refugee status to Britons targeted for their expressing of views or holding silent demonstrations outside abortion clinics. I went over to PC, but he's not talking trials. He's talking about games that I don't know anything about. I think you were $15 away from your third additional hour right now. No, I'm not. I was actually $35 away from my first additional hour. But what are you doing back in here? You have the dog. You have Bella. You have to go to bed.
Oh, you got in bed.
You was in bed. You got out of bed, so she got out of bed, didn't she? Come on. I told you. Go to bed. Go.
Give me more milk.
I gave you milk. It's in the fridge. It's in the fridge. Yeah, go on. Good night. I love you. Go to bed. A source close to the decision-making process told The Telegraph there are some people inside the administration that are actively scouting for cases. Are we on or off? I'm trying my best to be on. I don't know. I mean, that last show was about 2 hours in length, I think is what it said. Almost 2 hours. I'll go for an hour or so on here. We'll see what happens. The move is not thought to be a top priority for U.S. government. However, sources describe the proposal as serious, and they're beginning to consider granting political asylum to British citizens targeted over alleged thought crimes. Trump administration has long criticized Britain's handling of free speech. During a meeting earlier this year, Vice President J.D. Vance delivered a stark warning to Foreign Secretary David Lammy. He told Lammy that Britain risks walking down a very dark path of censoring rather than engaging with diverse array of opinions. Love you, Grandpa. Well, I'm doing my best. Mr. Vance also spoke about the backslide in conscious rights of Britain at the Munich Security Conference earlier this year. He said a little over 2 years ago, the British government charged Adam Smith Connor, a 51-year-old physiotherapist and an Army veteran, with the heinous crime of standing 50 meters from an abortion clinic and silently praying for 3 minutes. Not obstructing anyone, not interacting with anyone, just silently praying on his own. During a meeting between President Trump and Sir Keir Starmer in the Oval Office, the 41-year-old warned that attacks on free speech not only adversely impacted Britons, but American companies and, by extension, American citizens. After his comments, Kermer retorted, "We've had free speech for a very long time, and it will last a long time. We're very proud of that." They don't have, see, that's the thing, they don't have free speech in Britain. It's a lie. I mean, do you remember they arrested fucking Count Dankula for a dog raising its paw? He says, I watched Barry Cunningham. He's in Boca Raton near Jim. I recommend Barry too. He's on earlier. I don't know. I have to check out who Barry Cunningham is. I knew Richie Cunningham and, Potsy and Ralph Malf. And yes, I'm back on. An October report suggested Trump was considering offering political asylum to Europeans opposed to migration. The president's believed to have been advised to give priority to Europeans targeted for peaceful expression of views online. Mr. Trump told GB News in a world exclusive that Europe is not the same place. Mass migration continues to sweep the continent. Do not do that again. Do not do what? Grab the mic? Or do not leave again and come back. I should have just let something play and walked out and took care of it and came back, but I don't know. I didn't think I was coming back. Your first job, you worked for Fonzie? Well, awesome. What were you? Were you the guy that repaired the jukeboxes? Yeah, they arrested a woman for silently praying in front of an abortion clinic. They did it here too. They arrested, if I'm not mistaken, Kim, they arrested some people praying here. No, end the stream. Okay. When you look, Europe is not the same place. I can't say every place, but pretty much almost every place. There are a couple of places. Barry's shows are not unfair with Jim. He's a couple of shows a day. It was a short emergency one a few minutes ago. Oh, okay. Earlier this year, President granted refugee status to white South Africans who said they were facing racial discrimination. Well, I think they are. They're killing them. Although most refugees were suspended shortly after Trump came into office, he quickly set up a program for the Afrikaners, claiming they have faced job discrimination and racial violence. Now they're killing them. Elon Musk is believed to have been a driving force behind the scheme. They're calling it a scheme. It's not a scheme. The tech tycoon was also heavily criticized Derek Kermer and British police forces on social media in recent months. Trump offers lifeline to UK thought criminals. The Trump White House is mulling political asylum. People prosecuted for silent protests outside. Oh.
Hey, Bella P.
What?
Bella P.
Bellipede? Seriously. What's that smile?
What's that fine?
Hold on. I'll be right back.
Hey, hey.
my headphones? Oh man. Oh man, this is turning into a rough night, man. What is going on? Let's see. I was looking. I would have missed you. It's good. I thought he banned me. No. Barry Show's great dishwasher. We could have talked about you while you were gone. Joe should email Barry. I think the monitors go too far. Hit the like people. Yeah, we were fine here and here, minding your business while you were gone. Okay. Does the kid want to play Minecraft? I don't know what he wants to do. Get him a controller and a video game. No, he's too young for video games. Someone's definitely wanting Grandpa's attention. Well, he said I was not gonna stream again. He said I went to go lay down and he kicked me out of my room. He was in there with the dog and he's like, "No, you get out." Play Doom on DOS with the toddler. No. The meanest thing I've said there is that there could be no disagreement or you get banned. I don't agree with Trump. Or like 95, so could have been that. There's some people that do that ban people for nothing. You're a good grandpa. I try. I don't know. He's too young for video games. Lose a house. Sim City. No. He's too young for video games. Like he just likes to watch stuff on the TV and stuff like that. But he wasn't telling a lie. Bella peed on her little bed in the room. I don't know what was wrong with her. It makes me wonder what's going on. Yes, I'm alive, Tenebra. I'm here. So insiders are exploring the offer to offer visas or refugee status for people prosecuted. How old's my grandson? He's 3. Well, he'll be 3. He'll be 3 next month. So, yeah. So there's this story. It says the UK's sinister turn on free speech and why America should care. The arrest of a comedian by 5 armed police officers has touched a nerve here in America, as it should. The issue we are seeing is sudden backlash against Lena Hand's arrest. Is that hate speech is, of course, in the eye of the beholder. Europeans will always have fewer liberties. They are democracies. If they want to trade freedom for illusory safety, that's up to them. But what they do matters. Whose hands says, Jim, you G-Pow the way you do. It's great. Well, I'm just trying to. Hey, what's up, Sharon? How you doing? Oh, he's still a toddler. Oh, yeah, he's a toddler. We should care because we are turning into London. Yeah, we are. See, that's the thing is what's happening there, it will happen here. It's slowly happening here. Yeah, we need to get rid of the rhinos for sure. Rand Paul, total loser. We don't have 51 to get to the end of the filibuster. Yeah. We should care in America that the Brits and Europeans appear to be taking a sinister turn towards limiting free speech. They have always been more socialist than we are, and which has traditionally meant they have suffered higher taxes and some repression of liberties we consider sacred. Like they, took all their guns away. They, the right to keep and bear arms, believe it or not, was also a right in England up until it wasn't a right, because they could say something is the right or they respect it, but then they can just shit all over it because they're not. They have no promise of anything. They have no history of actually liberty. There is no liberty in England. That's why America was founded, because there was no liberty in England. Yep, they turned London into the third world. Rand Paul's been that way for years. He's not a Republican. The people in Kentucky are a bit wacky. Yeah, you got to remember, there's a bunch of hill people in Kentucky that don't like the government and think the government's going to come take their guns, which they will, and that's why they vote for Rand. Why they vote for Mitch McConnell, I have no fucking idea. Yeah, so under Prime Minister James Callaghan in the early 70s, for example, the top marginal tax rate on investment income in the United Kingdom was 98%. They had a 98% tax. Yeah. Earned income, it was 83%. Yeah, you read that right. Even during the perilous tenure of U.S. President Jimmy Carter, the top marginal income tax rate in America was 70%, which Carter tried to reduce to 50. Yeah, but the thing was, when you see those rates, like in the U.S., and I think Britain was the same way, you could basically write off everything. When the tax rates were that high, you could write off everything. You could write off interest on credit cards, interest on cars, any interest you paid, you could write off. Any expenses, I mean, you could just basically write off everything. So people were writing off basically everything. Gas you put in your car, you could write off. Anything you spent, any expense you had, you could write off. So there were only, but they blame the government when they lost their food stamps, or do they forget that Rand, for all his posturing, is the government? Who knows? Who knows? But the Callahan-Carter conspiracy makes the point that we should be attentive to events in the UK. Callahan's government was so bad on numerous issues, such as taxes, inflation, and productivity, that the country was dubbed the sick man of Europe. That was why Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher won a resounding victory in the 1979 election. She cut the earned income tax to 60, still high but much better than 83, and ushered in an 11-year rule. A year after Thatcher's victory came President Reagan's victory over Carter. Many of us around then, Thatcher played the role of John the Baptist. She didn't just announce the horrible Keynesian economics was killing the West. She showed voters on both sides of the Atlantic that voting out the bums and starting down a different path was possible. Oh, what are you sorry about? What are you sorry about? I'm serious. When the Dems get into power, they will make it so we can never win an election again. They will try, unless, Carter mortgage rate was 15 to 20%, credit cards 20 to 30%. Yeah. Yeah, but you could write all that stuff off. Mm-hmm. Yeah, country people in general don't want the government in their business. Most don't even apply for benefits, even if they qualify for that reason alone. Hey, what's up, Hoppy? How you doing? Hoppy. Great to see you. So, Britain is no longer the country we Americans thought it was. After we had 8 years of mourning in America, Thatcher and Reagan, working together with other leaders, went on to defeat communism and bring down the Soviet Union. What happens over there has an effect here. The arrest of a comedian by 5 armed police officers for merely posting on X that men should not be allowed in women's bathrooms or compete with women has touched a nerve here in America, as it should. You seen the fire in Hong Kong? I did see something about a whole bunch of buildings that just caught on fire next to each other. I don't know. It's very suspicious that you would have buildings that, unless they're just that shittily built that if a building next to it catches on fire, are they made out of wood? That's what used to happen with wood houses. If one would catch fire and then the one next would catch fire and stuff like that. But that should not be happening with steel and concrete buildings. Oh, it's crazy to me watching people complain about affordability while defending illegal immigration. They don't know how things work. It's called price and demand. Yeah, supply and demand. Yes, it does. Thank you very much for the 10. I used to want to go see some historical sites in the UK, but not anymore. It's sad what they've done to their citizens. Yeah, screw it. The old city with millions of people living close, same in Seoul. Yeah, but these were high rises, weren't they? Yeah, thank you so much for the money, Kim. Thank you. Was that chimneys and stairs are beginnings of building codes? These were high rises, weren't they? High rise apartments. Like huge buildings. They would have to be steel and concrete. They couldn't be wood. I live in one of the most expensive places in the country. Bidding wars on home over $500,000. Seoul is the same way. Many Americans also paying attention to the demonstrations at a hotel where asylum seekers are being housed in Epping in Essex, northeast of London, after an illegal immigrant from Ethiopia sexually assaulted a 14-year-old girl. Hadush Gebrelashi Kapatuba was found guilty last week after a court heard he had asked the girl to go with him to his hotel and make lovely African babies. The demonstrations in the forest town and throughout the UK have attracted a lot of attention here. But the arrest of an Irish comedian, Grant Linehan, at Heathrow Airport on September 1st has garnered the most attention. 5 officers converged on Linehan after he exited a flight from the U.S. and arrested him on suspicion of inciting violence. Yeah, he's saying there were 50 stories high with 50 apartments to a floor. Old-timey building codes. Yeah, thank you. Yes, thank you. But still, I mean, they would have to be steel and concrete. I mean, how would one catch? I mean, unless, what are they so close that you could reach out the window and touch the one next to you? I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense. After his blood pressure shot up, whose wouldn't, the police took him to the hospital. He was later released on bail. One of his bail conditions was that he was not to go on Twitter. The posts date back to April. The first one said, if trans-identifying male is in a female-only space, he's committing a violent, abusive act. Make a scene, call the cops. And if all else fails, punch him in the balls. The second accompanied a post of a protest and said, a photo you can smell. Third post said he hated misogynists and homophobes. For these posts, he was arrested. Jim, do you think tonight Trump is making plans to activate the military for insurrection, use the Insurrection Act? I hope so. I hope so. I mean, I would have done it long ago, especially with all the shit that the Democrats are doing, the stuff that they're saying. I would charge them with insurrection. Opens up a lot of stuff. I mean, everybody loves Abe Lincoln. Abe Lincoln arrested a lot of politicians and judges. Just saying. It doesn't give me any great joy to be sitting in America and describing the really awful authoritarian situation we have sunk into, Farage said to the committee. He was speaking to Congress, Jim Jordan. And UK Prime Minister Starmer, sensing a public relations avalanche, gathered speed towards him, hit out at Farage and said that he's lobbying the U.S. to hit Britain with sanctions. But his cabinet started criticizing the arrest, too. You can't get more unpatriotic than that, Starmer said of Farage's testimony. He was referring to reports that Trump may be getting ready to hit European Union with sanctions because of its Digital Services Act. Well, yeah, the Digital Services Act is just basically made to try to rob American companies for our free speech. That's all. These users are seeing it as sudden backlash against Linehan's arrest is that hate speech, of course, is in the eye of the beholder, as all of us in the public arena are criticized now and again for our policy positions. Did I cover President Trump's statement tonight? I covered the speech. Hey, where's Bella? Bella is with my grandson. I apologize. She's with my grandson. I could, you know. See? You missed it with me? Yeah, I covered the speech. It was earlier. He did say they will surge the guard. Yeah, they're going to surge the guard, so we'll see what happens. He dog napped her. Yeah. And J.K. Rowling, who's been a beast over there and a fierce defender of rights, women's rights, and the encroachment of the trans, said, "What the F's going to UK become? This is totalitarianism, utter deplorable." Elon Musk quoted her by posting, "Police state." John Cleese of Monty Python, not a conservative, posted, "I see that it took 5 London police to arrest a comedian. Meanwhile, people in Chelsea have learned not to waste their time reporting burglaries. It's an intelligent use of resource." Metropolitan Police Commissioner Sir Mark Rowley defended his men, saying officers involved in the arrest had reasonable grounds to believe an offense had been committed. Under the Police Order Act, have you heard anything about the Florida case? That pretty much includes all the people that went after Trump. I can't remember. Mike talked about it a bit on Megyn Kelly today. Well, there's a grand jury that's been impaneled in Fort Pierce, and the guy's name is Cajones. He's looking into it. They're gonna do whatever. Do you know I've got a 3-year-old too? They're a mess. Jim, can you talk at Mar-a-Lago in secret like they can in the skiff? They have a skiff at Mar-a-Lago. They have a skiff at Mar-a-Lago built, and they had one there in the last presidency. And that's where the skiff was, where all the top secret stuff was. that they tried to claim it was just laying around. It was in a skiff rather than a situation room. They have like I think they have a situation room. They have skiffs. They have all that stuff there. Health Secretary Wes Streeting and his ministers need to look at these laws policing online speech as they diluted the focus and priorities of the public. Please must ensure police focus on the most serious issues. That includes tackling issues like antisocial behavior, knife crime, and violence. Knife crime. They got a problem with knife crime. The last part is clearly open to interpretation, but it makes clear that criticism over the arrest in his own country in the U.S. is making a mark. Farange's appearance as a witness came after Jordan led a delegation to the UK in July to discuss the law's effects on the U.S. It was bipartisan, a rare thing these days. When foreign governments try to export their speech codes to the United States, it undermines the First Amendment, Rep. Scott Fitzgerald said during the trip. Bonus was Farage has got to call Jamie Raskin the most pig-headed person he's ever met after Raskin started to accuse Trump of stamping out free speech protections. We're not here to talk about Trump. Yeah, all those damn knives committing crimes. Britain's Online Safety Act, misnamed, misguided, and dangerous, has transnational pretenses. Last month, a media regulator tried to impose fines on the online message board 4chan for supposed speech violations of OSA. 4chan's lawyer, however, told the BBC that the American platform would just ignore the British action. UK's Office of Communication Notices creates no legal obligations in the United States. The investigation, he said, was part of an illegal campaign of harassment against the U.S. tech firms. And Europeans seeking to quash free speech have their U.S. allies, Nina Jankowicz, Scary Poppins, the disinformation czarina, traveled to Brussels in April to urge the EA to hold firm with the DSA, accusing the Trump administration for allowing tech giants to gain traction. Oh, what do you know? The Democratic Socialists of America. I know it's the Digital Services Act, but it's funny that it's got the same acronym of the Democratic Socialists of America. So what happens over there has an effect here. And for many reasons, Europeans will always have fewer liberties. Yeah, well, they need to have more. We need to, Scary Poppins, accurate moniker. This one, American Pie star warns to watch your drinks after horrific incident at hotel bar. Yeah, so Tara Reid, who, I don't know, I mean, I don't know. I mean, she's not horrible looking, but she's definitely older than she was. Best known for a role in the late 90s teen comedy American Pie, is warning everybody to keep an eye on their drinks. I thought she had other movies that besides American Pie. I thought the American Pie, the famous girl from American Pie was the flute in her Yapupu, the girl that said, I went to band camp and I stuck a flute in that girl, because she went on to go on to do like the How I Met Your Mother thing. And then the other girl, which I don't know her name, she was like the foreign exchange student, real tall, dark hair. Wasn't her. She claimed she's warning everyone to keep an eye on their drink after she said somebody drugged her and she had to be rushed to the hospital. Else and had to get Elizabeth something. Yeah. TMZ obtained video of the incident. It shows Reed, who visited the Windy City for a Comic-Con, looking disoriented as several individuals helped her into a wheelchair. She began to slur words and appeared visibly confused, clinging to a hotel guest. Really messed up. No more margaritas? Allison Hannigan. Shannon Elizabeth. Was that the girl's? Yeah, Shannon Elizabeth. That was the girl's name. Yeah. Another ship closed. The Big Lebowski star, as first responders carried her on her own on a stretcher. Oh, that's right. She was in the Big Lebowski. She was the girl with the pinky, right? In the Big Lebowski. Pinky toe girl. Took 2 steps from the glass. Doesn't remember anything else. She's in the process of filing a police report. You just file a police report. There's no process. You file the police report. That's it. She played Bunny Lebowski. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, the one that the piggy, not the girl that they thought, not the girl that got the pinky toe cut off, but the girl they claimed got the pinky toe. Listen, dude, you have to go to bed. What do you want? Come on, you gotta go to bed. What? What do you want? You want Bella in bed? Where is she? Be right back.
Lucy.
Haha. Throw him a box of Little Debbie's oatmeal pies. Theory Thursday looks interesting. Yeah, I needs a shot collar. I need to make a special milk drink. No, I don't do stuff like that. You have White Russians. He wants cookies. No. Who is the sin sucker from Harmonious Bosch painting? I can't recall the name. Is there some reason the kid can't participate? We're not being bad. Well, I mean, technically, I don't want my, so much, my grandson on the internet too much. He's, I don't know. Hey, but I don't know, but, he's too young to understand what we're talking about. Really, he knows it's a big day tomorrow. Can't blame him. Yeah. So right now, there's no report been filed. And again, people spike drinks all the time. It's nothing new. It often leads to rape. Someone tampered with Reed's drink. She's blessed she was still in public when it happened. In 2023, she spoke to me about a great deal of her bullying in the industry. She was bullied a lot. She's 47. She's a woman who wants to see that I'm strong and that I have heart and do what she cares. She needs a break. So I would think they would have video. I was talking about this on Joe's chat. That sometime in the late 90s or early 2000s, they made it like standard that hotels had to have security cameras, surveillance cameras on the bar to monitor if they could see if somebody was putting drinks, stuff in people's drinks, they could catch them. And also if, they can monitor the bartenders, make sure the bartenders weren't doing anything untoward, and make sure that if, they could see some of the bars actually have such good cameras that you could see, like when someone's handing an ID or something or credit card, you could actually read the numbers, so you could catch people with credit card fraud and stuff like that. So, yeah. Tara Reid says she was drugged at a hotel bar taken to Chicago hospital. So that's just terrible, Yeah, Tara Reid says I was drugged at a bar. I mean, here's the video. We'll play a little bit of the video.
Remember when they were in Vegas? We had the
There she is.
what was they drinking? Motherfucker! Shut the fuck up.
I mean, look, she's wearing like a fur coat. They're trying to put her down. I mean, it's possible. I mean, she was at a Comic-Con. Yeah, they put drinks in my drawer. You were roofie back in 07. It sucked. Yeah. They they put drinks in my drugs. You know, hey, casinos are nuts. Yeah. No one spiked her drinks. She got wasted. It happens. Well, they're saying that, like, I mean, they're reporting that she only had one drink. It was a glass of wine, and that she left and came back in from a cigarette and took sips, and this happened. Did they say MAGA country before they drugged her? No. I don't know. I mean, what's disturbing is someone thinks it should be recorded so they can sell it to TMZ. She's in her 40s now, 47. That's Tara Reid. All right, we'll jump to this next story. I'm going to try to move through some stories fast. I don't know how long. Why would you leave your drink? That's a no-no. Yeah, I mean, it's not like you can just dump the drink out, get a new drink. You know, one drink and that, oh, she got drugged. That's what they're claiming. Hail again, all quiet on the gym front. I'm here. You can't hear me? My mic not working? It happens. You got roofied years ago, not for SA, but just because he thought it was funny. I didn't. Leave a drink and come back and drink it because just dumb. Yeah. She went to smoke. Maybe she assumed the bartender protected since it's a hotel bar. You want a first-hand accounting? I'll call in. No, okay, Jim. Blackhawk, Jim, get down. They're coming to get me. It says choppers are coming to get me. They're coming to get me. Black jelly choppers, yeah. It's not safe to go out. I'll leave my drink on a rare occasion to go out. Yeah, I would never, I personally would never leave a drink on a bar and come back and drink it. Mm-hmm. When you hear that, you start locking everything down because it means the police are chasing someone in your area. Cigarettes go with drinking. I know people only smoke when drinking. Well, yeah, but like, you should just take your drink with you. There should be a smoking area outside where you can take your drink with you and stand outside and smoke. You know, a smoking area, smoking enclave. But you can't smoke in the bar. Sounds like Vietnam. Yeah. So a court upholds the $1 million penalty on Trump and Haba for a frivolous Clinton lawsuit. That's right. Federal appeals court on Wednesday upheld the dismissal of President Trump's civil lawsuit against Hillary Cankles Clinton. The Demon Rat National Committee and the dozens of other defendants, while largely affirming more than $950,000 in sanctions imposed on Trump and his attorneys. In a hotel, that wouldn't work. They don't have those. They don't have like courtyards where you could take a drink to. I'll call Cap, 40 years old, and this is the first time she's left a drink unattended. Spike drink is a movie trope for a reason. Yeah, maybe. And why drink it if it's been moved? Yeah, well, that's what they said. If in the story they said when she came back, somebody had put like a coaster or something over the top of it. Like I've had bartenders, when you get up to leave, they'll put a coaster on top of the drink when you leave. That way, you know what I mean? Like in front of you, they'll put a coaster on the drink. That way they know there's a coaster. If somebody beside you comes near to drink, the bartender's supposed to be paying attention to that. Joe Biden diddled Tara Reid, probably. No smoking areas in common places. It's pretty much a crime to be a smoker. Yeah, I mean, honestly, the first place that shit happened was California. I remember it was like 92 or 93. I was in California and all the bars went smoke free in the bars. What? Like what? So the 36-page opinion leaves intact the lower court ruling that Trump's racketeering and state law claims were untimely, legally deficient, and supported by what judges described as a shotgun pleading. Different Tara Reid. Yeah, I know, but the same name. So maybe it's not. How do we know? According to Slavey Crockett, it could be the same person. That's why she said that, Jeffrey Epstein donated money to John McCain, and even though it was a Dr. Jeffrey Epstein that's still alive and a guy, it's whatever. But, Joe Biden accuser Tara Reid speaks out in a new interview today. Wow. Awesome. Trump accused the defendants of orchestrating a conspiracy to fabricate ties between his 2016 campaign and Russia. The appellate panel agreed that the lawsuit was filed years after the statute of limitation expired and that key claims failed as a matter of law. The court also upheld sanctions issued both under Rule 11 and the district court's inherent authority, finding that Trump's attorney advanced knowingly false allegations, failed to conduct reasonable inquiry, and pursued a complaint that was excessive in length and implausible. I find it totally plausible. It's what happened. How could it be implausible when that's what happened? They rejected Trump's bid to revisit the case based on special counsel Durham's report, ruling that it did not constitute new evidence nor meet the extraordinary circumstances required to reopen the judgment. It likewise found that the district court lacked jurisdiction to consider Trump's renewed motion to disqualify the judge. The court did identify one error, vacating the dismissal with prejudice of claims against Orbis, the UK-based firm affiliated with Chris Steele, because it had not been properly served in the U.S. Those claims must instead be dismissed without prejudice. Appellate judges otherwise denied requests by two defendants for additional sanctions, concluding that Trump's appeal was not entirely frivolous. The woman that Biden fingered was hiding in Russia. Oh, okay, so that's the one he diddled. Are there any fair and unbiased judges left? Not many. Not many. Like Chuck Schumer, admitted it that they stacked the court with over 250 progressive judges, that are going to fight Trump. It's his words. And we got this story. It says, What happened? Supreme Court won't immediately let Trump fire the Copyright Office head. Supreme Court won't immediately allow Trump to fire the director of the U.S. Copyright Office. Instead, delaying the decision until after they rule in two other high-profile cases. The Justice's Wednesday's order leaves in effect for now the lower court ruling that held that the state official, Shira Perlmutter, could not be unilaterally fired. The case is the latest that relates to Trump's authority to install his own people at the head of federal agencies, which makes sense, right? If it's an executive agency, it should be Trump's people at the head. The Supreme Court has largely allowed Trump to fire officials even as court challenges proceed. Justice Clarence Thomas said he would have allowed Perlmutter to be fired as her lawsuit proceeds. The court majority, though, decided to wait to make a decision until after they rule in two other lawsuits. Arguments are set for December in the first case over the removal of Rebecca Slaughter as member of the FTC. And in January, the court will hear the case of Federal Reserve Governor Lisa D. Crook, who remains in her job despite Trump's attempt to fire her. Trump did fire her. She was fired. Why is the copyright special? They made some kind of claims that because the copyright people advise Congress on stuff, that makes it different. But everyone advises. I mean, the DOJ goes and advises Congress. Every agency comes to Congress and has to testify about stuff. It doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm so glad the courts are running the country. Thank God we don't have to elect another executive ever again. SCOTUS sucks. Robert should have stopped this about 10 months ago. He's a punk. He is. He's a punk. He's a punk bitch. Perlmutter's case concerns an office that's within the Library of Congress. She's a registrar of copyrights that also advises Congress on copyright issues. The Library of Congress is an executive office, though. Despite the ties to Congress, the register wields executive power in regulating copyrights. Perlmutter claims Trump fired her in May because he disapproved the advice she gave Congress in a report related to artificial intelligence. So the bar telling us one of them may not be fired, since when does the bar rule? They don't. Why can't courts understand the phrase, serve at the pleasure of the president? Well, it seems like that doesn't matter anymore. I mean, that's what we're getting. Like this, all this stuff going on with the judges saying they get to pick who the U.S. attorneys are. That's unconstitutional. This guy says all 400 whatever federal agencies were acts of Congress. They're still executive offices. They established the executive office. It's still part of the executive. They just created the office. That's so they can fund it. That's it. But it's still executive. Pearl Mother's attorneys have argued that since she's a renowned copyright expert, she served as the Registrar of Copyright since then Librarian of Congress, appointed her to the job in October 2020. Trump appointed Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche to replace Hayden at the Library of Congress. White House fired Heyman amid controversy from conservatives that he was advancing a woke agenda, because she was. So how could they be able to fire the boss of the person, but not the person? It's all about controlling and undermining the orange man. Yep, that's it. That's all it's about. It says, Supreme Court halts Trump bid to remove Copyright Office Director. Supreme Court punts on Copyright Office Director's firing. We got this story. Jamie Booker, a man pretending to be a woman, just won the title of the world's strongest woman at the world's strongest woman competition in Arlington, Texas. Andrea Thompson, the female runner-up, had her title stolen by a man. Keep women out of men out of women's sports. Yeah, see? You see, she was not happy. Was not happy. Female lifter urges people to protect women's sports after a male won world's strongest women's competition. This says, everyone, please join me in congratulating Andrea Thompson, the rightful winner of the world's strongest woman championship. Female lifter urges people to protect women's sports after a male won world's strongest woman. So I don't. This video, this video I don't like because this woman just apologizes repeatedly to trans people.
Hi there, my name is Morgan Irons, and I'm a pro-strong woman from the United States. And I came on here to address the issue that has been brought to light within the strong man community within the last 24 hours. There has been an individual, Jamie Booker, who has been competing as a biological male within the women's division of strongman. I just want to preface with the fact that I have no ill will or hatred towards the trans community in any way, shape, or form. You are free to be exactly who you want to be in this world, as am I. But at the end of the day, this comes down to a lack of transparency and honesty. This individual competed in the women's division as a biological man, plain and simple. As a woman, this is very, very frustrating because their participation in the women's division has taken away prize money, podium finishes, national bids, and a pro card from biological women. The individual at hand has also raised money under false pretenses to get to these competitions, with many contributions coming from women within the sport. This needs to be addressed as soon as possible by every federation in the sport to protect us. If we do not come together and fight this, we will be erased, and everything that women have fought tooth and nail for to get here will be void. I urge you to stand with women and protect us. We can do this without being hateful, but we need to have a unified stance on this and stand with resolve. Please help us protect women's sports.
My damn grandson's out there trying to get more treats for the dog. Women getting robbed, yeah. Strong gyms are built on strong gyms. That's right. So yes, you saw that story. So this woman, this company cut ties with Jamie Booker, the man pretending to be a woman who won the world's strongest woman. Iron Ape athletic company says they're cutting ties with Jamie Booker and removed him from the roster after an investigation revealed that he misrepresented critical information, resulting in unfair advantage. That's right. He said he was a woman. and he's got a dick. So they don't want women with penises to compete. Right? TMZ reports it as this: a competitive bodybuilder has been stripped of her world championship title after it was discovered she is a male. Born a male, no, is a male. Not born a male, is a male. We're all gym bros now. Yeah. Men must win. Yes. Does he sound like a woman? No. Definitely not. Yeah. Many congratulations, Jamie Booker, who has won the world's strongest woman competition in Arlington, Texas. The fact that Jamie's a biological male with a massive physical advantage over the actual women competing shouldn't detract from this well-earned victory. Yeah. I mean, look at the size difference. Like a foot taller. You know? Like Riley Gaines said, the South Park meme has officially and accurately been recreated. Yes. Strong woman. The strong woman competition. Yeah. Whoa. Like the Mongols. I identify as a millionaire. My bank said no. Jamie's PB is still 100 pounds over the minimum weight requirement for the men's division. Oh, I don't know. World's strongest woman disqualified after being found out to be a man. The last 10 years or so of transgender marriages have resulted in at least one semi-positive development. In short, we now understand from experience that people who abetted or celebrated diabolical lies helped enable history's worst atrocities. Tuesday on social media, Instagram, the official Strongman Games issued a statement announcing the disqualification of Jamie Booker, a man posing as a woman who won first place in the World Championship in 2025 over the weekend in Arlington, Texas. Found out they were all new. I don't know. They said they didn't. Under, not over. As a male, he would even compare to the lowest ranking man. Well, yeah, this person ranked second in the Canadian championship, women's championship. So that's pretty, It appears that an athlete who's biologically male and now identifies as female competed in the women's open category. The statement added that athletes must compete in the categories distinguished by their biological sex reported at birth. We are disappointed on behalf of those who fairly and legitimately took part that the attention has been taken away from their efforts, and that we're going to stand by them and stand with fairness. And so, in such circumstances, one's heart breaks for the actual female who had her rightfully victory stolen. In this case, the original runner-up, Andrea Thompson, recognized the injustice from the beginning. A remarkable video posted on social media showed Thompson standing at the podium holding her second-place trophy, mounted words, "This is bullshit. Can we go?" Meanwhile, Booker stood on top of the podium, smiling, raising a trophy. Well, let's see. Does she say this is bullshit? This is bullshit. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Wow. While elected demon rats and other lunatics still celebrate this madness, the rest of us refuse to do this any longer. Yes. Mitchell Hooper and Eddie Hall did a good breakdown videos of the circumstances. You can put lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig. That's what they say. That's how they say it. Yeah, that's how they say it. That's how they say it. Now let me go back here. Oh. Booker's disqualification shows that sanity, despite some tenacious holdouts, has largely returned to women's sports. Can't make the trolls happy. They're trolls. Yeah. Nonetheless, the sight of a smiling Booker holding his trophy high, coupled with the sound of applause from the audience, reminds us that history's most grotesque injustices have required nothing more than the acquiescence of ordinary people. Thus, when acquiescence turns to enthusiasm, injustice degenerates into atrocity. It's an article originally appeared on the Western Journal. And then PJ Meany just says, man wins strong woman title, backlash triggers revocation. He came out and he goes, oh yeah, I won, see? I'm the strongest woman there ever was, see? Oh, yeah. Post Millennial says, official strongman game strips man of world's strongest woman title, says he didn't tell them he was male. It's ma'am. What's up? Yeah, even men are better women. Yeah. You can also put powdered sugar on poop. It still's not a donut. Well, it would be a chocolate long john, wouldn't it? I don't know what they call it. That's a joke. All right. And then we got this story. Taiwan unveils a $40 billion defense surge. Taiwan's going to spend $40 billion this year on defense stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm the macho man, little Sally. Mm-hmm. Taiwanese leader William Lai Ching-te has unveiled an unprecedented $40 billion U.S. defense boost, calling it historic investment to protect the island's democracy and deter China. Writing in the Washington Post, Lai says that defense spending will rise 3.3% of GDP next year and reach 5% by 2030. He argued the buildup was strafing. Well, I don't think they're going to have that long. I don't think they're going to make it that long. They're not going to have 10 years. It's going to happen in the next 2 years, I'd say. Military is aimed at a high level of joint combat readiness. Taiwan plans a $30 billion defense boost to counter China. Washington immediately backed the plan. Beijing condemned it, accusing Lai of seeking independence through militarization. They're already independent. Anyone who thinks that Taiwan is not independent of China, the Communist Party has never controlled the island. Never. Jim told a nasty joke. Yeah. China aims to be ready to use force by 2027 and accused Beijing of waging nonstop pressure campaigns. Taiwan's president proposed a $40 billion extra defense spending. And I would say too, like it says the U.S. is at $968 billion and China's only at $330 billion. I would say this is way off. We're not tracking. China spends way more money. They're just not classifying it as they classify it as non-military because they're the ones who decide what they're doing. Taiwan's modernization push includes the T-Dome, air and missile defense system, expanding drone fleets, and joint development with the U.S. So they're gonna supplement their defense budget by 1.25 trillion Taiwanese dollars as Beijing escalates. Is this Jim part 2? Yes, this is part 2. I was at top secret meetings 20 years ago, which was about how we would protect Taiwan. When I was in the Navy, we had people from Taiwan, like in our, training with us. So, yo ho ho, yes, yeah. I was trying to restart up Steve and finish some stories and knock out about an hour or so to, that way I got, didn't shortchange anybody by leaving early before the goal went off. But I didn't run. I have no Bella here. Bella's in bed with my grandson, so there's no Bella vision. There's no nothing. There's no goal. It's just about an hour show. Domestic reaction is mixed with critics warning of economic strain. I mean, how strained will the economics be if they get invaded by China and taken over? Taiwan sets date for war with China. So this is CNSA reported. Taiwan sets date Taiwan didn't set the date for war. They just said China will be prepared to attack us by this time. And good help is hard to find these days.
Good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you?
Well, what a whole concoction.
And this latest warning is an example of their mail coming out on Friday in The Spectator.
The Taiwanese president declared they are aiming to achieve a high level of combat preparedness by 2027. They're preparing itself for war with China in the next 2 years. President Lai Ching-te, Bing Zhang Doom, Wee Tu Lo, Pao Zing Wam, Ho Li Fuk. There's no room for compromise. It comes after President Xi Jinping issued a phone call with Trump to describe Taiwan's return to the mainland. Never going to happen. China claims Taiwan is part of the territory and has vowed to annex it even by force. Taiwan's democratically elected government rejects China's stance. The island was controlled by the Japanese prior to World War II. Is the Navy real military, Jim? Lol, you guys still put your names on the back pockets of your pants so your boyfriend or failures remember who's behind. No, that's so that you get your pants back when they're washed. You put your you send it to the wash, so that's how you keep track of your clothes and get your same clothes back. Because everybody washes all their clothes together. It sends it off to get washed on a ship, stuff like that. Your like your underwear and t-shirts, undergarments, socks, and stuff go in a ditty bag. Basically, a laundry bag, ditty bag that gets washed together, so you get the whites back like that. But you're like at the time, I don't even think they wear dungarees anymore. But we used to wear dungarees and stuff like that. Like, your work outfits that would just go in a pile, and then you would come on laundry. You'd come back a big pile, and you'd have to separate out, pants, and it had to have your name and serial number on it. Oh. Mm. All right, so we got this story. It says FBI surge leads to charges in the 2020 killing in Native American community. Federal stats show that Native Americans experience some of the highest per capita rates of violence victimization of any racial or ethnic groups. Unconditional love. That's what Vanjie Randall Shorty felt the moment she first held her son, and she still feels it even though Zachariah Shorty is now gone. Unconditional love, yeah. I carry him in my heart every day. She learned that federal authorities had charged 3 people in connection with her son's killing on the Navajo Nation, on the Slapaho Nation, Navajo Nation in 2020. She waited so long for answers, telling herself with each year that she would finally see justice for her 23-year-old son. Her wait ended when the U.S. Department of Justice announced the results of the deployment under Operation Not Forgotten. Under the operation this year, more than 60 extra FBI agents, analysts, and other personnel were temporarily assigned to field offices in 10 states, ranging from Albuquerque and Phoenix to Seattle, Salt Lake City, Detroit, Minneapolis, Jackson. In over 6 months, they investigated unsolved violent crimes in Indian country, with the result of addressing a crisis of disappearances and killings that have left Native American communities frustrated and heartbroken. Federal stats show that Native Americans experience some of the highest per capita violence rates. A bunch of child abuse, domestic violence. A part of this intensified operations, the FBI's Indian Country Initiative netted 1,123 arrests, along with the recovery of over 300 weapons. And more than 450 children who were victims of crimes were identified. Kash Patel acknowledged Monday that the challenge in covering such a large jurisdiction is complicated by a lack of resources. He wants to work to bring more attention to the crisis that has spanned decades. President Trump was the first president to formally recognize the issue. Well, that's good. Formally recognize the issue. Mm. Man, I keep missing my place here. Well, that's good, right? They're gonna go and they're gonna try to solve all these crimes in Indian country. Yeah, like button works. Use it. It's free. Not too many good experiences with the Navajos. Are they anything like the Cup of Joes? So, Deb Haaland during her tenure created a national commission to exploit ways to bridge jurisdictional gaps. Yeah. But did she do anything? No, that's right. Oh, so look at that. So yeah, U.S. Interior Secretary Deb Haaland was Biden appointed her. She was a demon rat, appointed her, and she was rather her loyalty to the demon rats was more than her loyalty to her own tribe of Indians. It's the longest and most intense deployment of FBI resources to date to address the Indian country crime. Extra resources helped in her son's case. Can't help but wonder if her son could have accomplished his life had he not been taken. He was last seen at the Journey Inn Motel in northwest New Mexico city of Farmington, where he was out with friends to make music. He was found days later in a field near the Navajo community of Nenazadad. He had been shot multiple times. I wonder, would they shoot him with arrows? Did he have a bunch of arrows in him? And they were going, whoa, 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 and they shot him. And then defense attorneys say they have yet to be provided with any discovery related to the case. Austin, he be gay. He's 31, is charged with first-degree murder, while James Faggy, oh man, what are these names? Is this a fucking joke? Be gay and Faggy? These are the two names, Be gay and Faggy. They're accused of aiding and abetting, both Navajo men. And the third defendant, Joshua Watkins, also faces charges for lying to investigators. Shorty's mom has spent the last 5 years attending town halls. Damn, just saw Tuberville's reaction. What? Where's Tuberville? What? Reaction to what? Make a playlist. Whew. My heart is heavy, but I will continue to advocate for Zach and continue being his voice. I like U.S. military history. I was thinking of World War II wind talkers when they used the Navajos for coding. Yes, that was great. That was great. Some of the I think the Navajo and the Cherokee, and there was another one that like very highly decorated, very patriotic to the country, like generations and generations constantly going into the Marines and stuff like that. Like I think it's the Cherokee, maybe. Anyway, or it was the Arapaho or a Slapaho. I don't know. FBI surge leads to charges in 2020 killing. Oh, he says 2 for a purple, Jim. Well, thank you, Goody Two Shoes. Thank you for the 2. So, well, I'm glad they finally arrested somebody who killed her son and get some justice finally. Basically, I think they were just ignoring a problem. Wow, this I saw this story. I was like, wow, this has got to be worth talking about. So, body cam video shows the Slender Man attacker was found in Posen, Illinois. Yes. That's Carillion blue, not purple. The video from the Posen, Illinois shows how officers responded to a report of 2 people loitering behind a Tortons truck stop at 14840 Western Avenue. That's 148th and Western Avenue, Posen. Not the greatest area, to tell you the truth. Where are we on the banner? Where we're going to go? I wasn't really doing a goal this show. I mean, the last show went 2 hours before I had to end it. This one we've already gone an hour and 15 minutes. I was just going to go some time just to make up for what happened with the last show. I wasn't going to really do a goal.
South? How far? Like how far?
Not that far. We're not living anywhere. Oh, okay. We're fine tonight.
Okay, I just want to make sure you guys are warm.
We're fine.
You sure?
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 23.
23?
Yeah.
How old is he?
She's transgender. She's
Oh, how old is she? 23? Okay.
I don't have my ID, but
Because I don't believe you're 23. That's why. Okay? And we got called here for a call. So just be honest. I want to make sure that you're not missing. As long as you're not missing, you can go on your way. Are you missing from somewhere? Then just give me your name and date of birth and you can be on your way.
okay, I'm 19.
Huh?
I'm 19.
19?
Yeah.
That's fine. You're still an adult. So
Yeah, so what's your last name? No what?
I don't want to give you my name.
okay, well then we're gonna arrest you. Give me your name and date of birth. You're not wanted for murder, right?
Right.
Well then you ain't gonna have a problem with us. I promise you.
Okay, what's your date of birth?
Give me your real name. Okay? Because if he comes back, no record on file also, which I hope he doesn't, because that means both of you are lying, I'm going to take you both in for fingerprints. Okay? Don't make us do all that. We just want to send you on your way. No, you can't. You guys wanted for something?
Charles, I'm married.
Why are you hiding your name? I don't understand. Go in there with her thing. At this point, we're just going to detain her.
Please let her go.
Then
Please let her go.
Then give me your name.
I did something wrong. She did.
What did you do?
She doesn't
wrong?
know what I did.
Okay, that's fine. I ain't.
Let me talk to you again. Okay, I'll put
What
you
is
back.
what is it that you did wrong?
I did something really wrong.
What?
47 and Cicero.
What did you do wrong?
47 and Cicero.
Oh, I can't give you information. What's wrong with that? So he says he just can't give me his information. Okay, so it's
Take him in custody.
MORGAN
G-U, what is it?
GEYSER. I promise she did not know.
G-E-Y-S,
ER.
and then what's your date of birth?
May 16th, 2002.
So Morgan is your first name, right?
Yes.
G-E-Y-S-E-R.
No.
Let me say goodbye, please.
Okay, we will.
I will never see her again.
Yeah, you will.
No, I won't.
Why?
Because I did something bad. Let me say goodbye.
We will let you say goodbye, but just stand by until we figure out what's going on. Okay?
You
I
promise.
promise. I'll let you say goodbye.
No matter what I did.
Yeah, no matter. That's my word. Okay? Okay? You're being honest with me.
I'm being honest. That's my name. Trust me, I didn't want to give it to you.
Okay.
You'll see why in a second.
Silverton, we're going to eat guys record.
Okay. Go ahead and put your hands in
You
the
said I could say
I will
goodbye.
let you. You guys going to the same place. Okay?
I promise you didn't know.
Okay.
You're at home. Yeah, no problem.
Shut. The video from the Posen police shows how the officers responded to reported two people loitering. New body cam video shows a slender man attackers was captured in Chicago after escaping from a group home in Wisconsin over the weekend. The video from police in Posen shows officers responding. And this is what it's all about. Wisconsin seeks to block Morgan Geyser's conditional release after escaping from a group home. Oh, we got 2 for a non-goal. Then 2 for that name Burf. Thank you, Goody Two Shoes. I'm eating the candy, a hard candy. So this is the person, the Slender Man stabber. Geyser appears in the Waukesha County courtroom January 9, 2025. Wisconsin authorities have asked the state court to revoke the conditional release of Morgan Geyser, the woman who in 2014 almost killed her 6th grade classmate in the name of horror villain Slender Man and escaped from a group home earlier this week. Kidnapped and locked in a group home. Puppy? Werther's? No, it's called Brioski for my stomach. Waukesha County judge agreed on Wednesday to seal the petition filed by the Department of Corrections. Geyser, the judge, a Waukesha County judge earlier this year approved releasing Geyser from a state mental institution to live in a group home. Geyser cut off her GPS monitoring bracelets on Saturday and fled the group home in Madison, Wisconsin with a 43-year-old companion. Geyser was found by police outside of Chicago. Geyser did not fight her extradition to Wisconsin. The Chicago court on Tuesday. Online records show she had been brought back to Wisconsin and was being held in the Waukesha County jail. Geyser's attorney did not respond to email by Wednesday for comment. So, if Geyser's conditional release is revoked, she could be sent back to the mental institution where she spent most of the past 8 years. She could also face new charges in connection with her escape. Geyser's companion has been charged with trespassing and obstruction, but the Associated Press isn't naming the companion because the person hasn't been charged with aiding Geyser's escape. The companion did call WKAW-TV on Monday, however, saying the two became friends at church and had seen each other daily for the past month. Geyser decided to flee because she was afraid her group home would no longer allow them to see each other. Uh-oh. Thank you, 2 for the old man eating. Thank you, Goody Two Shoes. Mm-hmm. She ran because of me, the friend told the television. Geyser and her companion took a bus overnight into Illinois. Geyser and her friend, Anissa Weiner, lured one of their classmates, Peyton Lautner, to a Waukesha park in 2014. Geyser stabbed Lautner 19 times, narrowly missing her heart, while Weyer cheered it on. All 3 girls were 12 years old at the time. Lautner barely survived. Geisner and Weyer told investigators they attacked Lautner in hopes of impressing Slender Man and becoming his servants. They said they were afraid a Slender Man would hurt their families if they didn't carry out the attack. Slender Man was created online by Eric Knudsen in 2009 as a mysterious figure photo edited into everyday images of children at play. He grew into a popular boogeyman, appearing in video games and online stories and a 2018 movie. They ultimately committed to state mental institution, Geyser for 40 years and Weyer for 25. Wisconsin laws allow people committed to state institutions to petition for release. Weyer earned release in 2021. Geyser, now 23, run release in September after 4 requests was placed in a group home. It's always Waukesha. Slender Man kissed my sister-in-law. Grooming at it again, yeah. State officials tried to block her release in March, telling the judge that Geyser didn't volunteer to her therapy team that she had read Rent Boy, a novel about murder and selling organs on the black market. They also alleged that she had been communicating with a man who collects murder memorabilia and sent her a sketch of a decapitated body and a postcard saying she wants to be intimate with him. What? The judge concluded Geyser wasn't trying to hide anything and proceeded with her release. So Soros, DA, judge, letting crazy people out, and this is what happens. Mm-hmm. All right, let's get into this. This is from Coach Tommy Tuberville, Senator Tuberville. He says, the Afghan terrorist who shot 2 National Guard heroes in D.C. was welcomed into this country with open arms by sleepy Joe Biden. We must immediately ban all Islam immigrants and deport every single Islamist who lives among us, waiting to attack. Oh, shit. Man, he ain't fucking around. He went full fucking, he went full fucking Guy de Lucion. You guys know who Guy de Lucion was? Senator Tuberville is now calling for every single Islamic immigrant in America to be banned and deported. As I said, Tuberville came on my show. The Islamification of America will be #1 campaign issue in 2026. This is war. You are amazing. Thank you for protecting Americans. Trump slams ugly New York Times reporter who is pushing false narratives about his health. This cheap rag is truly the enemy of the people. Some French dude. Guy de Lucion was the king of Jerusalem when it fell to Saladin. After the leper king died, he was married to the leper king's sister. And then he basically decided to declare, basically surrender, had lost his army because he was an idiot, didn't know what he was doing. And did a judge really override a jury who voted guilty on that Minnesota Somali? Yes, it did. Yes, the judge did. I think that's going to get overturned, though. Yeah. So, hey, goody two shoes with another 2. Let's deport them all. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Mm-hmm. 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 Two to deport them all. That's right. Touche. Uh-huh. That's my coach. Oh my God. Yeah, it happened. As a matter of fact, I have a thing, I could pull it up. Uh-huh. Oh. First let me do this. Uh-huh. Let me show you this. This video, I want to make sure I get to this. This is you guys want to see why I call her, this is why I call her Jasmine Slavey Crockett, all right?
Gonna do, they not even gonna, honestly, they're about to outlaw the idea of white supremacy and white hate. Like, they are about to be like, oh, that's not a thing. Forget the fact that you're talking about getting rid of like the classification for nooses in a time in which we have seen these random Black bodies be strung up down south.
So there's just random bodies being lynched down south, according to Slavey Crockett here. Just random Black bodies being lynched all over the South. Just, every day we're just seeing it. You hear this?
We have seen these random Black bodies be strung up down south. Also, seemingly at a time in which you're back in office, because what you do is you embolden the hate. You embolden everybody to take off their hoods. That is what he has done. He is the one that is producing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Slavey Crockett. Mm-hmm. I got it here. Let me look for it. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, a Minnesota judge has overturned a jury's guilty verdict in a 7.2 Medicaid fraud case. Yusuf and his wife, Lou Ahmed, were accused of siphoning $7.2 million in taxpayer money through Medicaid overbilling and a personal care assistance scam. Prosecutors say the couple funded tens of thousands of dollars into luxury purchases for themselves. The jury convicted Yusuf, but Judge Sarah West decided they got it wrong, tossing the verdict and issuing a judgment of acquittal. Her forehead is bigger than yours, Jim. Feel good. Well, thank you. Thank you. We've got rope. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Reveal the 19th and we can negotiate 13 to 15. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Mm-hmm. You can't dictate knots. No, you can't. She can grow hair fast. How much long? What's she use it for? That woman is a lawyer with her own firm, acting like her background's not privileged. Can't stand her. She's racist. Yep. So one juror from the case was stunned by the judge's decision, saying, I'm shocked. I'm shocked based on all the evidence that was presented to us. It's obvious guilt we saw from the evidence. There's the judge. Look at, what do you know? This is what they talk about. This liberal white women will be the destruction of this country. This woman here and ones like her.
A stunning decision by a Hennepin County judge throwing out a jury's guilty verdict in a $7.2 million home health care fraud case. Prosecutors say Abdi Fatah Yusuf and his wife ran Promise Health out of a mailbox in a building where several other home health care companies were supposedly located. They were accused of buying luxury items for themselves with the taxpayer money they allegedly stole, overbilling Medicaid in the PCA scam. Even though the jury swiftly convicted Yusuf, Judge Sarah West says there wasn't enough direct evidence that he knew fraud was occurring in his company. Jurors I talked to were surprised. Listen to this.
I am shocked. I'm shocked based off of all of the evidence that was presented to us and the obvious guilt that we saw based off of the said evidence that this case would be thrown out. It was not a difficult decision whatsoever.
The Attorney General has already appealed this decision. I'm Lou Bergoose. Follow for more news.
I'm Lou Bergoose.
A stunning decision by a Hennepin County judge throwing out a jury's guilty verdict in a $7.2 million home health care fraud case.
Wow. That's just crazy, right? That's crazy stuff happening. Just crazy stuff. Yeah. Jesse Lee Peterson about Slavy Crockett said she should be removed from Congress for this alone, but they won't because they're afraid of the word racism. Prepare the Botox. Yes. Ragoose on a loose. Yeah. Oh, we got this story. Look at this. Officials in Winston-Salem, North Carolina say a church was intentionally set on fire, but determined the act is not a hate crime. So someone intentionally burns a church down. It's not a hate crime. No, not a hate crime. Not a hate crime. No. But some guys running around saying that they love bacon, that's a hate crime. Well, that's where we're at, man. That's where we're at in this country. Just so you guys are aware. That's where we're at. Yeah, I agree. I completely agree that hate crime is a BS term. We need to abolish it altogether. There's no such thing as a hate crime. I agree. But until we get in a situation where there's not no much thing and that they're not using hate crimes against other people, because basically, like I've seen firsthand cases where people were attacked for being white. The perpetrators said they did it because the person was white. You know, they said this. Why'd you do this? Oh, because it was a goofy looking white kid. We just wanted to fuck with them. And like, oh no, that's not a hate crime. But if you were to get into a fight with a black person and they looked in your phone and saw at any point in time in the last 50 years you said the N-word, they'd say, well, you're a racist, so it's a hate crime. Yeah. Hate crimes only ever affect one side. Yeah. That's right. That's right. Only ever affect one side. That's right. Anyway. How is this still not loading? What is going on? Man, this is bad. Should we play a little White Not White? What do you think? I guess we could play a little White Not White, right? Just open up some tabs. Just give me a minute here. Oh, what's it going? What we doing? Man, I got so many tabs open here. I didn't realize I had so many tabs for this topic. But there they are. All right. All right, let's see. Focus, yes. Stream paused here. What was that? My Wi-Fi. George Bush signed it. We're full. Saglant, fun fact, used to live in Cambridge, Massachusetts, a restaurant, Friendly Toast, at one time had a cocktail named Strange Fruit on their drink menu, honor many banned books, called Racist and Boycotted. That's cool. Meet new friends, the only game in town. White or not white. Hey. Welcome to Gathy Hochul Sanctuary, New York, where illegal aliens arrested and convicted of 3 felonies walk the streets armed with ghost guns, shooting indiscriminately. ICE must raid the entire state of New York with fury, not furries.
Now, this police investigation in Irondequoit last night. A 3-time convicted felon is facing charges. Police were called to the Quick Fill on East Ridge Road around 11:15 last night for a man shooting a gun behind the gas station. Officers soon found a man matching his description down the road and arrested him after a brief struggle. Police say Segli Huerta Rodriguez had a loaded ghost gun on him. They also say he's been in the U.S. illegally, and Homeland Security is working to deport him. No one was hit by the gunshots. Now, this police investigation in a...
Deport them all now. Every single illegal with a criminal record gone. Yep, get them. Get them. 2 illegal aliens from Venezuela, ages 14 and 16, killed a homeless man in the Loop over the weekend in Chicago, now charged with first-degree cold-blooded murder. These are the killers that Mayor Kami Johnson and Fat Slob Prickster want to keep in the United States.
4 people are now charged in connection to a deadly stabbing in the Loop, and we've learned 3 of the accused are teenage boys. The most serious charges right now against a 14-year-old boy and 16-year-old boy. They are both charged with first-degree murder in this situation. Another 14-year-old boy is charged with armed robbery, and then there's a 23-year-old man who's now charged with damage of government property. The victim had no ID and is believed to be experiencing homelessness. He was found just before 7:30 Sunday morning near Wabash and Adams, and he died at the hospital. All 4 suspects are expected in court later today. 4 people are now charging.
Wow, 4 people now charged. Check out the Chicago World blog for a breaking news story from Venezuela. Death penalty, yes. Get them. Man accused of knife point sexual assaults of 2 women in separate attacks now in immigration hold.
And just in, Louisville Metro Police say their SWAT team and air unit have arrested a man accused of, quote, heinous sex crimes, and they fear that there could be more victims out there. 25-year-old Uber Iran Arguello Aguilar faces a list of charges including rape, sodomy, unlawful imprisonment, and assault. Police believe he's responsible for 2 sex assaults, one in July and another on November 3rd. Each of these cases, police say he offered to give the victim a ride and then pulled out a knife and sexually attacked them. Both women went to the hospital to receive a rape kit. The DNA helped police identify Arguello Aguilar. And just in, Louisville Metro Police.
Jefferson County, Kentucky, last month, Ubar Aran Arguello Aguilar was sentenced or was arrested for unlawful imprisonment, sodomy, rape after being accused. What do we think? What do we think? What do we think, people? What do we think? One's in the chat. Jim's white. Yeah. Now in hold, a bit late. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, man. It doesn't tell us. Just says active, gender, male. Doesn't tell us. Man, that's brutal. Sodomy, wanton endangerment. So it doesn't tell us. We got blue balled there. I guess little blue balls there. Didn't tell us. Some have good intentions. Some are rapists. They can't deport us all. Yes, we can. Legal alien from Honduras working as a church driver in Miami is arrested for luring children to have sex with him and texting them pictures of his genitalia. He's now on an ICE hold. The pedophilia also crossed into the U.S. illegally under the Biden-Harris administration. Well, this is a big girl. You're going to tell us.
23-year-old Elvin Ortiz Cruz is being held here on an immigration hold. Video shows the moments he was arrested outside of the church where he met the 13-year-old he is accused of sexting.
If you close your eyes, I was going to say, if you close your eyes and you listen to this girl speak, this woman speak, this is the voice and the face and body do not align. I mean, that's not what you're hearing. Like, I don't know. Like, just try it. I'll go back and just listen to her voice. Close your eyes and listen to the voice. And that's this picture is not what you're seeing when you hear the voice.
23-year-old Elvin Ortiz Cruz is being held here on an immigration hold.
Yes.
Video shows the moments he was
voice.
arrested outside of the church where he met the 13-year-old he is accused of sexting. No movement at the Ministerio International Jesus El Salvador Church Monday night. It was a different story Sunday evening. Around 5:30, members of the Miami-Dade Police Special Victims Unit arrived to the church in unmarked.
No, she sounds like a voiceover like that you would hear for like Special Edition or something like that. You know, like one of those TV shows, like the voiceover, like Special Edition or Extra, like that's the voice I'm hearing. It's like, yeah, and she even speaks proper English. Yes, very good diction, and that's how she pronounces things. It has nothing to do with sex, you weirdos. Diction is how you pronunciation. Yeah, big lungs, big voice. Okay. Yeah, great point. It doesn't match. No. You know, fat people can sound normal. Wait a minute. She doesn't sound like a cow. Reporting live, Diabetes Jones. Good pacing, yeah, delivery, and intonation. Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm giving her credit. Like, she could do great voiceover work.
Cars. Mere minutes after their arrival, Elvin Ortiz Cruz is escorted into the back of one of the vehicles. The crime, Miami police say, is engaging in sexual activity with a minor.
He was requesting inappropriate photos from that female victim. And as well, he also asked her to engage in conversations via video chat where he would expose himself and request for that victim to expose herself as well.
Detectives say the victim is only 13. Her mom found the messages after
Can you explain to me why the reporter speaks better, clearly, properly than the attorney, the the prosecuting attorney, the lawyer, the one that went to law school. He's an axe killer. Yeah.
Going through her daughter's phone. According to police, Ortiz Cruz and the victim had been communicating since 2024. They believe there might be other minors involved.
Suspect, who is a known church employee, that employee is responsible for transporting several juveniles to and from church activities.
Ortiz Cruz is facing several charges, including sexual performance by a child, electronic transmission harmful to a minor, and soliciting a child for unlawful sexual conduct. He was in court Monday.
I'm not necessarily raising any probable cause arguments. It seems within the four corners of the affidavit that there is cause. I'm simply asking if we can have these set with standard bonds.
Police with this warning for parents.
Take some time after school to talk to them, see what they're going through, even review their phone, because we don't know what's going on. A lot of times there's a lot of inappropriate activity online. So let's just be mindful of that and help protect our children.
The church has not responded to our request for comment, but Miami Police is looking for information. If you know anything, contact the Special Victims Unit at 305-603-6300.
You can't tell where that place is. You don't recognize it. Yeah. No way. He's illegal. Yeah. Crazy, right? Crazy. 25-year-old registered sex offender named Abul Kai Gablani entered a Phoenix elementary school and sexually assaulted a 10-year-old girl. He had 2 child sex crime convictions and violated probation at least 4 times. Democrats, demon rats, kept letting him go. He had violated probation at least 4 times, including missing 22 sex offender treatment classes, and began unsuccessfully discharged from the program. Police described the assault as pre-planned.
This is unacceptable, it's inexcusable, and it's disgusting. We don't need to ask how this happened. We know. From the first conviction in 2019 to the unlocked school door, every failure between this system has failed. And an innocent 10-year-old girl paid the price. She went to school that morning, and her parents got a phone call, a devastating phone call. And she will forever be impacted by what has happened to her because of these failures. This is unacceptable, it's inexcusable, and it's disgusting. We don't need to ask how this happened. No. From the first.
There's this picture. We're going to search and see if he's listed as white or not white. What do you guys think? We have injustice system run by demon rats. Yeah. I'm a demon rat. Injustice for all. The Plauché of Plauché. You guys know who the best dad in the world? Gary Plauché. Dad of the century. St. Mary's Parish in Louisiana last week, Gerson Petronila Perez Cardona was arrested for carnal knowledge of a juvenile and accused of impregnating a juvenile victim. He has an immigration hold detainer. Whitest man, dad of the century, hands down, yeah. Whitest man I've ever seen, must be Argentinian. Yes. You need to remove judges' immunity against these stupid decisions, yes. Clearly white, yeah, definitely. Who white? No shade mentioned. During the initial investigation, authorities were unable to locate Perez Cardona, and a warrant was subsequently issued. Department of Homeland Security located him. He was booked on an outstanding warrant. Oh, you guys are going to see. He got spoiled. We didn't get to play. It says right there, race white. Oh, wow. Yes. Yeah, look at clearly a white man. Clearly a white man. I guess we only just have white people or black people, according to the police. According to the left. Yes, one of yours. Yes, another one. On Tennessee and Knox County, Sunday, 2 men were arrested for aggravated burglary, attempted rape, and rape conspiracy. That's a lot of rape. That's a lot of rapity rape. Look at that. Attempted rape, and rape conspiracy. One of the men, Pasquale Jimenez, has an immigration detainer, and the other suspect, Felipe Miguel, does not have a current detainer. Oh, that's a lot of rape for two guys. The question is, the suspect listed does not have a current detainer. Does that mean he's a legal visa holder, or does that mean he's previously been encountered as a hold placed on him? Means he's either a citizen or they're still deciding. The last 2 times I didn't include the partner in crime in a post. The hold came later. Let's see what happens this time. The worst of the worst. What does an Asian even look like anymore? I don't know. 2 very white men, yes. Those 2 look white to me. Joe, I think you're always trying to saddle me with these with these I mean, I don't know. You listed rape twice. They did. They listed rape twice. They said rape, and rape. They said rape, attempted rape, and rape conspiracy. Like, what the fuck, man? That's a lot of rape. 27-year-old nurse Courtney Steinmetz has had a series of surgeries since the head-on collision involving Johan Perez Ventura, an illegal alien who had open containers in his car. Yes, I know, Blazing Saddles, I know. You listed rape twice. We really like rape. That was the answer in Blazing Saddles.
So tonight, a woman is in the hospital with serious injuries after investigators say she was hit head-on by a driver who was drunk behind the wheel.
And that man was in the country illegally. WLWT News 5's Danielle Dindak now live for us in Butler County. And Danielle, you spoke with loved ones of the woman who...
Is her name really Danielle Did That?
...was hurt. How's she doing tonight?
Yeah, Mike, so she's here at UC Westchester.
And her name is Danielle Dindak. Danielle Dindak, do it.
Already undergone multiple different surgeries. She's the type of woman who always puts everyone else first, but now she's the one who needs that help.
She really counts her blessings and says it like multiple times a day.
Emily Rybalt is on the phone talking about her cousin and best friend, Courtney Steinmetz.
She never says a bad word about anybody in any type of way, shape, or form.
At the time of our call, Courtney was undergoing surgery.
We are so grateful that she is still here. Like getting the call that, hey, I'm trapped, like, hey, my back hurt.
Courtney was on her way to work at Cincinnati Children's Hospital when she made that call to Emily. It was Thursday morning at just around 5:40.
I answered the phone with what's wrong, and she said, I'm hurt. It's really bad.
Emily stayed on the line, calming her best friend down until help arrived.
I'm not running for political office. I don't care if something follows me around. You can't say the R word on YouTube, but you can commit it multiple times but not go to jail. You can say it on YouTube. You just can't say it in the first few minutes of the show or something like that is what I was told. I don't know. I say it quite a bit. It doesn't seem to be affecting me. I mean, if anything, you just lose monetization. Your ad revenue.
And then they had to extract her and like rip the car doors and things like that off of the vehicle.
All Emily knew at the time was that Courtney was in a bad crash and rushed to UC Westchester. The Butler County Sheriff's Office filled in the gaps.
When the sheriff was in there telling us what his charges are and, letting us know like he was actually intoxicated.
It happened on State Route 747 in Liberty Township. According to investigators, Johan Perez Ventura drove over the center lines, slammed into Courtney head on. At the crash, deputies say they found an open container of alcohol inside the car. The 27-year-old, who is undocumented, appeared for the first time in court today, facing a handful of charges, including aggravated vehicular assault.
Yeah, but they tell you that these guys are here. They don't commit any crimes. That's what they tell you. So this is the Courtney Steinmetz has been identified as a victim in the case. She was severely injured and has undergone multiple surgeries since the accident. This picture looks much better than the other pictures they were showing of her. Butler County, Ohio, illegal alien. Let's see. This guy. What do we know? Oh, they're going to show. No. They're going to tell us what he got. What are they saying? She's got a GoFundMe. Get every illegal alien out. More information on a low-life piece of shit. Oh, here we go.
Named Juan, who has been arrested for DUIs. I want you to realize this. 4 times. He's been arrested 4 times. And I'm going to go through what he's done, how many times he's been incarcerated, and our system is broke, and how many times he got out. Drunk, has alcohol in the car, has to be cut out of the car, goes to the hospital. And you know who pays for that? We do. We pay.
We
for
do.
the
We're
riot
paying
squad.
for all this.
We pay for.
You're
the
paying
riot
for it.
squad,
I'm
people,
paying
fire
for it.
trucks that have to go out, cut this dude out of the car who's drunk, who's drinking in the car. It's not his first time. Rush him to the hospital, and we pay for that. Before he got released from the hospital, he's used to this. He was just going to be in the wind. He was going to leave. Not this time. We waited. And then,
rhetorically,
us, along with ICE,
you're punished,
ICE
and
made
they're
the
not.
apprehension.
Yeah, it happens.
We
Just say
transferred.
grape.
And I want to explain
Grape
to
ape.
you what he's
Grape
done.
ape.
Our old buddy Juan, in 2019,
Our old buddy Juan.
he was captured at the border in Texas, deported back to the country which he came from, good old Guatemala. In 2023,
Good old Guatemala.
he was arrested for
Where you
assault
gonna
in Hamilton
be?
County. If you don't know where Hamilton County is, that's the Cincinnati. That's the county there, which doesn't.
That's
surprise
nowhere
me.
near Guatemala.
Assault, mind you. In 2023, he was arrested and released for drunk driving in Westchester. I want to
Westchester.
repeat that. Drunk driving in Westchester. And I want you to realize
He's already been deported
he had
back to
no
Guatemala.
driver's license. Drunk driving. Probably showed him fake IDs. They released him. That's appalling in itself. Anybody that's watching this, that's appalling. They probably didn't want to send him to my jail because he would be deported. He's already been incarcerated at that point for DUI, assault, and he's come across the border twice. And now here we come. If Westchester Police, the police chief, whoever that is, I don't even know his name, that's his policy. I hope they sue him and him or his trustees, whoever his bosses are. That individual with no driver's license, driving drunk, and they wrote a citation. And he's already got a history. This would have never happened if it had been done correctly. Hamilton County in 2024, he's had 2 drunk driving charges. Guess what? They released him. So he's got a total of like 4. This is just what we know of. And now our old buddy Juan has been charged with.
He's got arrested one more time.
Aggravated vehicular assault.
He's got one more time arrested.
No operator's license. Obstruction of
Get
justice.
Sheriff Judd. He'll take
And
care of him.
This is just the beginning. This is just what we know of since Thursday. Probably a whole lot more where he come from in his country. And here he is. And whoever lets him use these cars or sells him these cars and he drinks with, we're investigating that. If he was somewhere drinking.
Sheriff
then
Grady
who
Judd.
is he drinking with? And this
Grady
is
Judd.
every single time.
Best sheriff in the
A
world.
normal person wouldn't let him use your car. But these people that do this don't care. And the little old people that protest that come
If returning
every week
after deported should be 20 years on prison. It's supposed to be just one more time.
To save him.
It's supposed to be 10
You'll
years.
hear from them.
Yes, zero times. But they should get one more time. Yes. Owen County, Indiana, Oscar Adrian Barrera Rubio has been arrested after being accused of a head-on DUI crash that puts a young couple in the hospital. He's an immigration hold detainer. This guy smashed into them head-on collision, put them in a hospital. What county? It's Polk County, and Polk County, Florida, has Sheriff Grady Judd. There's actually quite a few good sheriffs in Florida. There's Polk County, and then there's I think Hendry County, and then quite a few counties that have good sheriffs. But Polk County, I would not fuck around in Polk County at all. Look at Rubio, Oscar, Adrian, Barrera. Let's see. GoFundMe for these people that got plowed into. Exclusive, the 2 Venezuelan migrants, aged 14 and 16, attacked and murdered a homeless man in a loop over the weekend, prosecutors say. A third migrant is also 14, charged with robbery. All right, let's see. Here we go. Here is the story of a lovely lady. 3 Venezuelan migrants, all juveniles, and they killed someone. Ba-dum-bum. Until one day they got taken to jail. Boom, boom. They attacked and murdered, robbed a homeless man. According to prosecutors and Chicago police report, the victim remains unidentified. It was outside of the Executor Pub at 226 South Wabash Avenue when a group of about 9 people walked by him. Officers wrote sighting surveillance video. Members of the group, one of them appeared to be armed, physically attacked the man and stabbed him in the chest. At one point, footage showed the armed man swiping down in a stabbing motion. The Stabby Bunch. Ba-dum-bump, the Stabby Bunch. That's the way Chicago is these days with the Stabby Bunch. The group fled the scene. Passerby found the victim's body 2 hours after the attack and called 911. That was a little late. Investigators found a bike at the murder scene that one of the attackers had ridden in, and the report said they also sifted through the victim's belongings, a Best Buy shopping cart, a bag of miscellaneous clothing, cart filled with crate and tools and skateboards, a pet cat. All were turned over to the city's animal. Are you Jim Brady? I like Jim singing the Brady Bunch theme while reading the White or White Game content. Got to do something to keep from getting very upset and swearing. Jim, Hendry has a good county, good sheriff in Martin County. I'm trying to. Which one is Hendry the one with the real big white dude with the glasses that looks like he's like that almost looks like Kane, or like Kane from the wrestling guy, almost looks like that, but not like that, like that. Yeah. A bit off your usual throw tangential news since Pauline Hanson cropped a stand down for wearing a burqa. Progressive movie trailer? Really? Banned. Oh. On Monday afternoon, Chicago police work surveillance camera room spotted the group. So I want you to pay attention here. It says, on Monday afternoon, Chicago police officer working in a surveillance camera room in the Near West District spotted a group of men walking near Cermak and Western who resembled the attackers. So, yes, they have surveillance rooms with cameras all over the city that they're monitoring stuff, and they still can't catch fucking people half the time. Wina Collector Rodriguez, 16, a Venezuelan illegal alien, and they also found a knife in the sleeve, and they charged him with murder. Andy Roskind became a sheriff in Alabama. Good old boy Steve Whidden, Henry County Sheriff, certified FAFO County in Florida. Okay. I was gonna say, I know there's like this. I mean, he's a big boy. Like wouldn't want to mess with him. Uninsured illegal alien hits an American, demands she doesn't call the police while he fixes the damage with baby wipes. This is why your car insurance rates are skyrocketing. You know, see, this is why your car insurance rates are skyrocketing right here. Ready?
What do you mean, no?
You have called police, no.
Yeah, I will call the police.
No.
You just pulled out in front of my car, and now you're saying that it's. I don't even know what to do.
No, because you want hair color.
I what?
Color. I have hair color. Here. You have to clean up. Look. You clean up.
Yeah, but right here, you see that dent right there?
That's it.
You can't clean that off.
No. You want to wipe. Okay, wait. Look clean up. Look.
This for deport. D is for deport. Yes. ICE is now checking passports at truck stops in New York as the state continues to issue CDLs to illegals. And arrests are being made. Fantastic. Get them off our roads and out of our country. Fast, quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Yeah, too, sir. Thank you. Yep.
This morning, ISIS is over here cracking everybody now. That's the. I got checked to myself. They checking illegal aliens. So drivers, be careful.
Wait a minute, this guy's a traitor. He's sneaking in.
Yeah, too, sir. Thank you. Yep.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Wrong culture. We don't poop in the street. Higher standards. That's right. Yeah, we actually fix the dents. We don't wipe butt. They're clearly not using those butt wipes to wipe their asses. They use their hands. They think they're for cleaning cars. Big news for immigration reform. Immigrants who have been on Medicaid, EBT, food stamps, or live in a household with anyone who collects government assistance can now be denied status. Immigration attorney. Immigration just changed the rules for adjustment of status. It's going to completely overhaul how immigration officers decide if someone's going to become a public charge. Officers are now going to be given free rein to deny cases for various financial reasons. Here's a few real-life scenarios. A couple applying for adjustment of status. A U.S. citizen earns plenty of money, but they have a child, and that child once received Medicaid. Under this new rule, that's a negative factor that the officer can consider to deny your adjustment. Scenario number 2, a petitioner once collected food stamps years ago when they lost their job. Now they've been working for years. They've been off food stamps for a while. The petitioner's use of food stamps years ago can be used against the applicant to deny a green card. Well, yeah. Yeah, real truck drivers not wear flip-flops. Scenario number 3, applicant lives with a lot of extended family members in the same household, mom, dads, cousins, brothers, sisters, whatever, and one of those relatives collect government assistance. Even though it's nothing to do with the applicant, it can be used against the applicant to deny a green card. All this sounds great to me. Say, bring it on. So these changes are super serial. Super serial. This is Brad Bernstein Law. You can tell that he knows what he's talking about. He's bald, and his name is Byrne.
Immigration just changed the rules for adjustment of status. That's going to completely overhaul how immigration officers decide if someone's going to become a public charge. Officers are now going to be given free rein to deny cases for various financial reasons. There are a few real-life scenarios. A couple applying for adjustment of status. U.S. citizen earns plenty of money, but they have a child, and that child once received Medicaid. Under this new rule, that's a negative factor that the officer can consider to deny your adjustment. Scenario number 2, a petitioner once collected food stamps years ago when they lost their job. Now they've been working for years, have been off food stamps for a while. The petitioner's use of food stamps years ago can be used against the applicant to deny the green card. And scenario number 3, applicant lives with a lot of extended family members in the same household. Mom, dad, cousins, brothers, sisters, whatever. And one of those relatives collects government assistance. Even though it has nothing to do with the applicant, it could be used against that applicant to deny a green card. So these changes are super serious. If you plan on filing an adjustment application, don't wait for these rules to change. Get it filed now. Because the window of predictability is much better now than it's going to be in the future. Immigration just changed.
Awesome. Well, let me see. Anyone live? This is Pat Dixon. Okay. Well, everybody, I went another 2 hours, so I hope that makes up for what happened with the last 2 hour show, because that was about 2 hours. So this is about 4 hours. And even though we didn't hit any goals tonight, we did not hit a goal. You got an extra, almost 2 hours. So I hope everyone's happy and satisfied. I will see everybody Thursday, Thanksgiving tonight. There will be a show. I think I'm going to stream with Joe on Thanksgiving. I think we're going to do like a combination show on both channels. And then, probably go long, several hours or whatever, talking about a bunch of stuff. I hope everyone enjoys it. But I want to thank everybody. Please enjoy your Thanksgiving. Say hi to your family. Give them a hug and spend time with them. You never know when they're going to be gone. So really enjoy it with them. And, enjoy the holidays. Don't eat too much. Rest. Watch some football. Do what you got to do. Have a good time. And I'll see you all Thursday, tonight, Thanksgiving evening, probably, 10 o'clock, I think, 10:30, something like that is what Joe was saying. But we'll see. Maybe 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. So guess which part of the government the shooter has a connection? I don't know. Which one? Tell me. Yeah. Thanks for reminding me. Yeah, you're very welcome. Pick up soon. Eat, drink, be merry. That's right. Godspeed. Soldiers? Maybe. All right. CIA? Are you serious? CIA? Motherfuckers. All right. I go figure. All right, everybody. Peace.